Welcome back to your Foodcast. We're your hosts. I'm Beth Anne.
And I'm Kaylee.
And we're just kidding. I'm Kaylee.
And I'm Beth Anne.
And we're so glad you're here. I almost introduced myself as a Kardashian, the way that our quality is looking so premium today. The lighting, the white, we just look so crisp and clear.
We do.
Thank God you encouraged me to put some concealer on the under eyes.
Well, just the past few times you haven't worn makeup.
And you know,
I just had a...
and it ruined your experience?
I just couldn't think of the word. I was like, but previously, but the past two, there was a point in time.
Yeah. Alarm went off too early this morning.
No, guys, it's literally 6 a.m. right now.
Yeah.
There was a point in time where you were like, Beth Anne, I'm wearing makeup.
I know.
On every
We talked
activity
about
food.
this.
On the last app. I know. So
I think I was in my luteal phase.
Okay.
We're 1 week post-op. In other words, 1 week post-period. And I'm happier than ever.
Well,
this is my week. Let me have my week.
This is your only week.
Caffeine's full.
You only get one
I
week.
know it starts over next week. So I was just going to feel confident in my own skin.
Mm-hmm. You have 12 weeks a year.
I do feel confident in my own skin. I lost another pound this week. And
You didn't tell me that.
well,
Kaylee. Were you waiting to confirm? You needed to see the number 2 days in a row? Completely understandable.
but no, I told you that I was on track.
Mic down.
Okay.
Mike was covering.
So okay. Yep. This is going to be a learning curve. So if you're not watching, we're on El Couch and we were in 2 separate chairs and we had mic stands. And after the first episode that we were holding our microphones, we were like into the mic. It sounded atrocious. Mm-hmm. We're like, oh no, mic stands. Order them from Amazon. They're cheapo. And they hardly held the mics up. Whatever. Just unimportant. Because now we're in a new locale.
It was part of the story.
Well, it was.
We got new living room furniture.
There's no great spot to put the mic stands, and then they would just be like eyesores in the frame. And
I'm honestly feeling like there's no great spot to hold this thing. I'm trying to be cutesy and demure,
I need
but I feel
very
robotic.
No, you're fine, baby. Just relax.
Okay, can I breathe in, breathe
I kind of
out?
want.
Will you do something with me?
Yes.
2, 1.
Ma. How do you feel?
Cozy.
Good. You look cozy.
No, I'm in my set from Schoolhouse.
It's so cute.
Hold on.
Okay,
people
are you about to
watching-
set that coffee down on our new white couch? Don't do it.
No, I'm trying to show my friends my pants. I'm wearing a set. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, that's so crazy, but I always forgive you. You can go Beth Anne _Bryce. I did a little story frame showing off how cutesy tootsy this little set is from Schoolhouse and how well it fits me. It's so rare just being a tall beauty queen and normal build, but just like a wide broad. I mean,
Like a wide body. That's okay. We can't help our frame.
Big body men's. I
Yeah.
used to be Dusty. It's just like they really came and they delivered. Are you getting tickled with the producer?
Yes.
So anyway, Schoolhouse, shout out to you for real because I do love this and it fits me.
You're
really well.
so cute. I can't wait for my package.
It fits the length of my legs and like my waist, and
You look so good.
yeah, so do you with our concealer.
So I feel like we were really showing up and showing out at our trabajo today. Como se dice job in Espanol? Trabajo.
see.
Because our alarms went off at 5:30.
Mm-hmm. What was your first thought?
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
I stayed up. Well,
I heard you.
oh, I
Yeah.
got up to pee.
Well, I was on the way home last night and we were on the phone. And you said, we're in the bed sheets. I said, oh, are you in my bed sheets? Thinking we would all sleep together, as we do. And you said, no, we're in my bed sheets. Because I figured that we would already be asleep by the time you got here. I said, oh, I'll be there in 9 minutes and we're on the phone. So it doesn't seem like you're going to be asleep. And then you were like, yeah.
It's just, there's a difference in me already being whooshed and ready for bed and in the bed sheets, and then you just coming home and you still need to rinse and wash your bus and wash your rumpus.
Okay. Well, when my phone was already face down, I heard footsteps.
I had to get up to pee.
I know, I heard the toilet flush. But still, that means
okay.
you're awake.
No, and this is why I slept in my own bed, because already I get up in the night. I know I disturb you because I have to pee. And we weren't getting that many hours. I didn't look at my phone As soon as you left my room and you brought me my charger, thank you, I put my phone down.
So where's your actual phone charger? Because I brought you the computer charger, the laptop charger.
Oh, actually, I think it's in my purse. Thank you for reminding me.
Okay.
Oh, so I have it. I didn't lose it. I just forgot where it was.
That's good. I just don't
Now that
like
you're
whenever you're
asking.
like, oh, I don't know where my charger is. That you don't need to not know where your charger is.
No, it's because I took it to Miami, and so I think it's still in my purse. But anyway, so I was watching Bridgerton last night.
okay.
And it's so good. Like it's just I knew there was a happy ending coming and I needed to see it through, and I did. And I honestly think I had sweet dreams because of it. So I really need to do a full recap of that. But I don't know if I just finished season 2. I'm guessing because spoiler, Lord Bridgerton and Miss Sharma are together. And they're just like, I think
You're
she's so
happy
beautiful.
about
He's
it.
so handsome.
Okay.
Anthony, so
Yeah.
handsome.
Yeah.
Not as handsome as Gage Cervenki,
No, we knew that.
but anyway, yeah, it was just good. It was so good.
Well, I'm so glad you had
and I
sweet
slept so
dreams.
good, and it was just all good. And I feel okay now. I just had to get up. My first alarm went off at, I don't remember, 5:48 or something. I think I got up at 6:03. And that's okay.
Me too.
Yeah, I just needed some buffer. I know Mel Robbins said to just like get up,
So I actually have been doing that.
but I had to take time to process. Wait, she might have said it's okay to take time to process. I don't remember.
5 seconds to process. It's actually.
Oh, it was 5 seconds to
No,
process.
I believe what she said is
A
alarm
5-second countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you feel more inclined to get
But
up.
I go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right. Another
And
thing I
then-
favor about holding our microphones is I can slurp as I please and no one has to hear.
I do get that. I still worry that you're holding it a little too
Two in front of the
I
face.
think so.
Oh.
Like the angle on them.
Okay. So do you think I'm good here?
Yeah, I think
I
you're
guess
good.
this is where my microphone used to be, so I really don't need to move it
You can
much.
put it like a little closer to your face if you want to. But
Okay.
I don't know why you're having so much trouble after you just ma mod. That was crazy.
We might need to do it again.
No.
Just-
Anything else?
No, I appreciate the notes. I'm hiding my feet. You're welcome.
Yes, you chose the most linty socks we own. In fact, like I keep them out of the
are
sock
they
drawer.
so linty?
I keep them out of the sock drawer because they're so linty. Like there's no way you found them where the socks are because like they're so linty. And if you did find them where the socks are, they were probably with the bras because they're not supposed to be with the socks. Like they're just one of those. I just do not need to put them on because whenever I take my shoes off, when I'm wearing those socks, I'm always like,
Yeah, you're right. I did pluck them from on top of the bras.
Yeah.
Should I show the people just for the one time so they know just how linty? It's pretty crazy. Like, oh my gosh. Oh my
That
gosh,
the
they're
camera
going back
actually
under.
isn't even doing it justice.
No, because the
somehow.
camera's so premium. It's like kind of hiding all of our flaws. Anyway,
Our
I'm so
unibrows.
happy. I plucked mine yesterday.
Oh, you did?
You didn't?
No.
Okay. I do have a mustache still, so if you want to tack that together. You see it in this lighting because it's
No,
so
I
good.
don't see it, but you don't need to bother with it since you're having zits around your mouth right now.
Right.
You told me. I didn't tell you. Remember? You told me this morning.
Yes.
Because when I asked you if you were going to wear makeup, you were like, I'm having it. Like an episode.
And I don't know why. Because I'm 1 week post-op. It shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, but you know that like there's the week before the week that's bad. So this one.
You just can't catch a break as a woman.
I told
And
you.
I
12
don't
weeks a
need
year.
anyone's pity.
Because the first week, well, whatever the first week, 1 week you're on your period. The next week you're recovering from your period. The following week
You're
you
just
kinda
trying to feel
okay.
normal. You're just trying to feel normal.
The
I'm
third
sorry.
week you yeah.
Okay.
Like you feel okay.
Yeah.
You might even feel sexier. And then the next week you're preparing to start your period again.
And you're gaining
So-
8 pounds in a week.
So you're only skinny 1 week out of the month and 12 weeks out of the year.
And it's a hard knock life.
Cheers to being a woman. This is
Cheers to ya. Also, if you're watching, I'm using my Ninja like on the go cup because I did have my coof in a gorgeous mug this morning, and that was unsafe around the white couch. We did have a quick spillage. It was not Beth Anne's fault. Yes, she bumped into me, and then it spilled, but it wasn't Beth Anne's fault.
no.
It was kind of like the time that we were in the gym together and I was laying on the ground and the 25-pound dumbbell was sitting on the bench and you kind of like walked past and maybe like bumped the dumbbell over. But but that's not why it fell on my finger and broke it. It was just something that like the two had no correlation.
Zero. I'm
No
so glad
parallel.
to hear you say that, honestly, and to acknowledge. Because for a while you were trying to lie on my name for
Yeah, it just wouldn't make sense. For the same time that you walked past the dumbbell and knocked it over and it hit my finger, like, yeah, that just doesn't line up.
I tried to tell you that.
So
Finally,
we've gotten some feedback. And I put a poll on my Instagram story. And I think I'm going to do it a couple more times over the next few weeks just to like confirm with our audience. But I asked the masses, do they want to keep our advice segment labeled Double or Nothing? Should we change to Bryce Advice? Or our famous tagline, Crisis with the Bryces? Because isn't that so fun?
That is so fun.
And
Kaylee.
I forgot to mention in the last ep that Crisis with the Bryces could be an optione. So we're gonna vote again because y'all didn't know.
I have a personal vote.
Crisis with the Bryces.
Well, not necessary because
Not everything's a crisis.
not everything's a crisis,
Well, it's
but
just
everything's
dramatic.
advice. So it's like Bryce Advice. But we can always have a Crisis with the Bryces segment. We are getting rid of Twin Tuition. However, someone did write in for Twin Tuition.
Someone wrote in and was like, please don't get rid of Twin Tuition. Maybe just do things here and there. So we do have a couple things to ask each other today. And I think that's fun. And I'm okay with that
Okay.
because we have introduced it. And I think it's still fun.
It is. And
The
things
same
can still come up.
person suggested a movie for Flicks and Feels that that was in the running for like what I was going to choose for this week, and so I think that just solidified the decision.
Well, what is it?
So, where can I sit my coupe so that we have no spillage? Let's talk about it. Actually, let's just like hop right in. If you're new here to your podcast, we have a movie segment where we watch a movie each week. It's called Flicks and Feels. And we pick a movie and then we watch it that week. We discuss it the next week on the ep. Was that too wordy?
No, that was so perfect. This past week, we watched Purple
Hearts. And you took notes. And you watched it all the way through. I kind of want to let you lead.
Did you take notes?
No, because I know what I'm going to say.
Well, I just wanted to remember my initial thoughts and reactions. Also, because it is literally 6:30 in the morning right now. Well, I guess it's not anymore, but it once was 6:30
But it was
in the morning.
6:30 when we started this.
And so, like, I just knew that my brain wasn't going to be, like, fully there. My first thought, vibe. My second thought, is it cheesy?
Of course.
How about you pace yourself, bro? In the beginning.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It's exactly what I was going to say. Okay. When they got... Oh, Tootie's barking. Tootie. Why is... The trash truck is outside.
No, that's them getting rid of the trees in the backyard.
I was wondering why they were so persistent. I'm like, we sound like we live in the city. That's them getting rid of the trees in the backyard.
Yeah, I don't know what they're turning that space into, but that's what they're
Wow.
doing.
Okay, I didn't realize. Anyway, when all the military guys walked in the bar and they were like, oh, tequila shot. And this guy's like, I'll take a Coke. She's like, whoa. And he's like, with a few lemon slices. And what'd she say?
How about you pace yourself, bro? I was like, even for this to be acting, like, even though this is acting, like that, like, it was a horrible, whatever. Anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, third thought. These guys are ridiculously stereotypical and cringy.
Ridiculously stereotypical and cringy.
It was
the military guys. But that's what they wanted to portray. I mean, I think that's what the producer, that is so many military guys.
The movie was relatable in a sense. Like, it was very much, okay, yeah. Like, this is what people think of her. This is what people think of them.
Yeah.
Type of thing. So whenever she was trying to act hard and, like, big tough girl in the beginning, and she was like, and his friend said, what did he say? He said something like, we can fight for that ass, but we can't touch it, or something like that.
Oh my gosh, he did say that.
No,
A-double-S.
He did say A-double-S. And then she said, I can't with this.
Yeah,
like she put up
worried. I was worried that it was going to be too cheesy all the way through.
It ended up like being a cum.
It ended up being a cum,
but that threw me.
I know.
And so then
we persevered.
Luke goes and talks to her off to the side or whatever, and out of nowhere she goes, "I mean, you're cute and all." It's like she said, like, "You're cute and all, but blah blah blah."
I think they had to do a few things in the movie to speed up the process of they're going to end up together. Like
no, I know.
I don't
when
know.
she said like you're cute, not like totally unprovoked, and I was like, you're trying to be this like big tough girl, and then like you just caught him cute first.
Yeah, right.
Like you wanted him
Spaghetti-o.
to know that you thought he was, and then you were the rest of the movie until like, of course, it switched. But like for a while, she's still trying to act like she's just like so like, oh, like we have to. I'm skipping ahead, but like we have to be married. Like, I'm like, oh my God, we're gonna have to live together. It's like, okay, babe, with no health care. Like he's
No, she
giving
has
you the-
insurance, but it didn't cover her medication for diabetes or insulin.
No, I know, but
Yeah, it's
she
like
wasn't-
beggars can't be choosers.
She wasn't gonna get it without him,
Right.
and he just got his leg blown out.
Yeah.
In the war.
Right.
I'm so sorry that you're so confused and bewildered
inconvenienced. Right.
at having to live with the man you just married.
Can I just say, I wasn't sure at first if he was cute. I was like, oh, he's like kind of cringy.
He looked like a woman in the face. I couldn't stop with it. I literally was like, like I kept trying to just like, is this movie, are they going to switch it on us and like say that he's a transgender? Like I had these thoughts, feelings, concerns.
Really?
He reminded me of one of the actresses, because it is a woman, on Lioness.
I haven't watched it, but I've heard it's good. Did you finish it? Did you watch it all?
Yeah, I'm waiting on the next season to come out.
Oh,
like,
okay. I need to watch it.
impatiently
Maybe we
waiting.
can watch the next episode together.
Well, you would have to start. Do you know what I mean? Like the whole thing.
Yeah. Like I would.
Yeah, like start.
Is that what I just said?
I don't know. You were like, maybe we could watch the next episode together, but you would need to.
Yeah. Like I'll go back and I'll.
Yeah.
Obsessed. Yeah.
Okay, so I
no
have
way.
more.
You're so.
More
I'm ready to hear
on
it.
this movie that was just like so mid. Jono.
Oh my gosh.
Disgusting.
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 So I'm glad they finally explained at the end, like, why was this guy an addict? Why did he owe money? I'm like, how? I don't know. I get it.
How about Jono?
Chasing him down with his car and then
And-
running into the fence. Jono gives no rips. No rips given.
Jono ran into the he was just gonna hit Luke.
Jono was also laid back in his lazy boy at 12 p.m. in the afternoon, turning up a Mick Ultra. So
Also,
he had more problems than
Jono.
one.
Like,
Also Jono.
Not John, not Johnny.
What?
Jono.
Yeah, again.
Not Jonah.
That's how they had to depict. Yeah.
Mhm.
No. I mean, $15K is a lot of money, but he paid it back. And
No, he did. I also, okay, there was one point in time in the movie where I thought whenever she looked at the Marine Corps stuff and made the connection that she could have the free healthcare situation, whatever, I was like, oh, she's about to join the Marine Corps.
oh, she should have. Oh, why didn't she think about that?
Because I was like, this big tough girl is going to have
she
to give
could
up
just
her
go be a Marine.
artist dreams.
Or whatever.
And
And
she's
get the
gonna-
health care that she needs.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but then that didn't happen.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot easier, like as a woman, to just marry one of them. I mean, they're always
course.
ready to go anyway. How do you feel about that? Let's just hypothetically speaking, and like for research purposes only, just in case the government is listening, we would never like actually marry military for benefits. Like,
Wait, your fingers are cracking me up on your mic. Wait, how should I hold it? Okay, this is better. That was really crazy.
I need a handle, like a stick under the mic to hold, but
You're
whatever.
so funny.
So if let's just, scenario.
Okay.
We're in kidney failure.
Okay.
And you needed an organ transplant. I don't even know if you would need I guess you would need insurance.
Let's give
for
an
this.
example like you're confident in. Like, something that could actually
Okay,
happen.
I'm cracking up. If you got diagnosed with diabetes, let's just be
Yeah.
her for a sec. If you got diagnosed with diabetes and you couldn't afford the medication, you didn't have the right insurance for, okay. Would you shotgun marry someone in the Okay. You would die.
I would.
You would choose death.
I mean, I don't know what the other options are, but I would explore them. Just because.
Well, it's kind of like crashing out in the bar bathroom like she did. Nearly passing away.
I mean, yeah.
You would utilize your resources, but you don't have any other resources.
I just feel like I would have popped up a lemonade stand and done anything to get extra money. Just because I don't want to get divorced one day, personally.
Would you have done OnlyFans?
Possibly?
Like if it got that bad.
Toes only. the knee down. But honestly, Kaylee, yes, that was genius. I guess these days you can make money doing anything, but absolutely I would post my toes if it meant I got free healthcare. And a little insulin. That was so funny.
You were so funny. I'm sweating.
I always think to myself, do I know how to do CPR? That was the moment where I was like, she's so choked up, she needs
literally
some air.
Beth Anne yesterday. I told Mom, I can't remember what we were doing. Maybe she was choking on something. I said, I don't know how to save a life. I know how to save a life spiritually.
How to save a life? Where did I go wrong? I lost a friend. Sometimes
I
after
know
I
how to
sing,
sing.
I'm like, wait, like.
Sometimes after I sing, I'm like, anyone want to start a band? Sometimes after I sing, I think, you're going to Hollywood.
Sometimes after I sing, it's
I envision 4 chairs.
golden ticket.
Oh. I used to perform in the shower. I asked Mom
know.
if she remembered ever like walking in on me. My feet are out. My Lindsay socks are out. Cover. Take cover.
Well, now they know.
If she ever remembered me jamming out in the shower, like me performing, because I would perform. Specifically, Blown Away, Carrie Underwood, The House That Built Me, Miranda Lambert.
The House That Built Me.
And maybe If I Were a Boy, even just for a day.
Don't know the words. Did you do the Demi Lovato legs?
Beth Anne, I was like knees together, hands
Bend at
high,
the waist.
crumbling onto the stage, which was the shower floor. Like, yeah.
Yes.
Like I was.
Okay.
And I always envisioned like 4-chair turn, golden ticket, Ryan Seacrest.
Well, just do it. It's literally
thought
not
about
too
it a lot.
late.
I should maybe start with like church worship or something. I'm nervous about that too because I have so
Get out of
many
breath.
opinions. Yeah, I do get out of breath.
Yeah.
Singing.
Yeah. We used to not, but we
And
do.
when I'm nervous.
Yeah.
But jokingly, we give the worship singers grief. Jokingly. Because, you know, when they sing things that are out of tune or not the
Most of the time.
quote right tune, not the one we're used to.
Well, I just want to be able to sing along with you. I didn't really come to listen to you perform necessarily, but then I end up just standing there and just watching you listening to you because I've decided that I actually don't know what pitch we're choosing next.
You know what? I cannot wait to go and listen to. We're going to the Kelsey Ballerini concert literally next week, Beth Anne.
Okay.
It's going to be so fun. I can't wait.
Holy smokes, I've completely forgotten.
I know. You're excited?
Penthouse. I've forgotten how it begins.
Wait, how does it start?
I listened to it in the car every day for like 2 or 3 months straight.
No, I listen to it still every day. It's all I play in the car with Gage, and I sing it so passionately, like I'm heartbroken. But
Yeah.
wait,
It's literally not coming to me. It's like actually too early in the morning to think of how to sing a song.
no, I have to like get it in my mind.
Well, here, let me just.
Oh, rolling up, doormat.
We'll be cutting this.
Oh,
Hold on.
oh.
We moved
To a place with a view off of 8th Avenue after we said I do, and we watched cars of bachelorettes, 2 a.m. cigarettes, and traffic headed downtown. And the interstate was so loud. Oh, I can't wait. I hope she sings the healed version in the concert. Yay! I kissed someone new last night, and now I don't care where you're sleeping, baby. Oh my gosh, I need to get a new outfit for that. I can't wait.
I was still dancing.
Yeah. So this week, oh my gosh, for Flicks and Feels, let's run it back, Turbo. We're gonna watch.
I had one more thing to say.
Oh yes.
Oh my gosh,
Let's wrap
at
up
the
Purple Hearts.
end-
Let's wrap up Purple Hearts. It was so good.
When they were saying bye, hugging bye, and they were kissing at the very end.
Loved it, but like you can't imagine ever doing that in front of your family.
Oh my gosh, that. His brother.
Get it, bro. Oh, I know. They couldn't help themselves. I know.
Get it, bro?
It was I know.
With your dad. Okay, anyway. That was too much for me. But get it, Kaylee?
I give it a 7 out of 10, the movie.
Okay, that's generous.
Well, this is what I said. I was talking to Cameron about it. I said 6 out of 10 minus the cringy, 7 or 8 out of 10. Because it was still a good movie, like, plot. Like, I enjoyed it.
It was also, I feel like I learned some things.
Yeah.
And you can kind of make it work with different types of people can make it work.
No,
You know what I mean? Like they were very much opposite. Like kind of despised each other in the beginning. And then bless you. Are you having indigestion?
Yeah, something just fell out of my throat. I'm so sorry. Okay, Tootie's barking again.
What's the new
So
flick?
this week, I watched the trailer for it last night. It looked so good. We are going to watch The Life List. And it literally might be the same actress.
Which one?
The girl that with diabetes.
She didn't bother me as much.
No, I think it's going to be really good. It's on Netflix.
Let me see.
So we're watching The Life List, and I think it's about, from like what I gathered, the mom passed away, and she left some things for her daughter, and she found a list that her daughter wrote for herself, I think when she was like 13. It was like all the things she wanted to accomplish. And her mom was telling her, like, do all these things. The Life List. Yeah, it's recently added. 2025. It's #1 in movies today.
That's her.
That is her. Yeah. A young woman, Sophia Carson, must fulfill her teenage life list to claim an inheritance in this movie based on the best-selling novel of the same name. Oh, I want to read the book.
I don't. But tell me which one you like better when you're finished.
Yeah, I know. I've never been that person that actually watched movies that I read the book to. And it was one of the girls that we've seen in a different movie. Do you remember this girl?
He kind of looks familiar.
Right there.
Oh, yeah.
Was she in the blind girl show we watched?
No. That was Murphy.
No, I know. Okay, we love Murphy. I'm gonna. I want a new season.
What was it? What was that show called?
The Perfect Couple? No, not The Perfect Couple.
With Murphy. It was
Oh, that was called The Dark Side.
no.
The Blind. That wasn't The Blind Side.
Are you kidding me?
No. I was just spitting stuff out to come up with the name. Dark.
In the Dark.
In the Dark.
In the Dark. I saw her
See?
at the Atlanta Aeropuerto.
We literally did.
Yeah.
And we were like, what? Is she blind in real life? We couldn't figure it out.
No, she's not blind in real life. But she was looking stone. She's very stone. I've always
she's
thought she was
beautiful.
like stone. And
Same.
So,
Same.
anywho, well, we have Bible study coming up here shortly, which we've already acknowledged. We're going to be a little bit late. That's okay.
Yep. But that's kind of one of the reasons we got a really early start this morning. We've got Bible study with Moomin, and it's just for the month of April. So
It's 2.5 hours long.
Okay. And I explained to Beth Anne that we need to remember like what we're doing and what we're studying, and that's God's word. And
We have 2.5 hours.
we don't need to let Satan steal our joy, because he wants us to feel like it's work, like it's like school and it's like a study, because it is, but it's completely different.
Did you see the sheet where it has like the different symbols of how to mark keywords?
Yeah, I haven't
that we're
done
reading?
that. Okay.
Okay.
Don't get overwhelmed with it. Take one day at a time. I've only done one day of the study, and that's okay. We're going to pick up
Are
with
you
it.
telling me all this because this is what you've been telling yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's going to be okay.
It's called Precept.
Precept for life. Precept. I can't remember. My mom loves
We'll
these
have to get
studies.
the
They're
official name too
very in
soon.
depth, and so I would just say if you're a veteran,
Don't start here.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, veteran Christians only. No, it's really in depth study.
It's a little advanced.
Sometimes
for
it can
me.
feel
It's
overwhelming
actually
because it's
too
like, what
advanced.
does even all this mean?
But
But
I'm going to be very honest, you guys. When something starts to feel like homework, I do panic. Because
course.
homework was something that I
hated.
I would literally sign up for 2 or 3 Orange Theory classes a day to be like, that's how I'm going to fill my time whenever I had too much homework to do. Because I was like, I just can't even start it.
I know.
It's just too overwhelming, too daunting.
So we do kind of have to shove off to that soon, but not before.
Not before
we
our
get
Bryce
into Bryce
advice.
So we have like several selects. I'm going to start with a relationship one,
Okay.
as many of them are, but so fun.
Oh,
Oh, also, I meant to ask ChatGPT this morning, but we need to come up with something to call the people who write in, because obviously we most of the time keep it anonymous unless they don't care.
Oh, like give them a Moomy or a Poopy?
Oh, a Moomy or a Poopy. Okay, so just say like this Moomy that wrote in.
Yes!
I love that. Okay, this
I've
Moomy.
been wanting to bring that back for a while.
Well, with Bridgerton, you know, Lady Whistledown, you don't know anything about, but some of these.
No, it doesn't even sound like...
Dear reader, dear.
Like, every time you bring up Bridgerton, I'm like...
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
Have you watched it? Yeah, it's good. I've been with my boyfriend for about 5 years. We started dating in high school, and he's been such a huge part of my life. He's a good guy, and while things haven't always been great, this has been the best it's ever been. That's why this is so hard. Lately, I feel like the connection is fading. We don't have much in common anymore, and deep down, I think we both know this needs to end. What makes this even harder is how close our families are. We've been on multiple trips together, and we even have more planned. Our parents are close as well. I'm scared of losing not just him, but the life we've built around each other. At the same time, I keep wondering, how do you know if someone is the one? Am I just overthinking things? Or is this feeling a sign that I'm not with the right person? The idea of moving on is terrifying because I genuinely don't see anything else besides him. He's all I've ever known. How do I even begin to move forward? Am I making a mistake by letting this go? Love to hear your thoughts.
That's a very valid question.
I love your honesty. Thank you for...
Of how do you know?
So you guys have been dating for 5 years and you started dating in high school. Let's just say you were 17. Now you're 22.
I thank goodness I have a whole new Snapchat from when I was in high school, because if I didn't and I saw memories pop up from when I want nothing to do
With 17-year-old me.
nothing.
I probably wouldn't have dated Gage at 17.
Engage when I have dated
And
you.
Gage wouldn't have dated me.
Yeah.
Just completely different life stages. You experience things. And of course, you can grow together, but sometimes you can just have one another for a certain season. And I think it's very valid. It's for no reason that you're having these feelings.
It's honestly really natural. Like, I'm not...
Yeah, it's really natural.
I'm not even friends with, like, girlfriends that I was close with at 17.
Yeah.
And even now, like, they're in completely different paths than I am.
Because you begin to have different interests. Life takes you different directions. And I totally understand.
And, like, just because y'all were dating doesn't necessarily mean that y'all were growing together. Like, y'all are two separate, like, individual people that, you know, like, your own innate thoughts and feelings. And it's just, like, super natural to start to crave and desire different things and, like, going in different directions. You're not really into the same things. It's just, like, that's so normal. Please do not feel like you've done something wrong or he's done something wrong. It also sounds like you have a really good and healthy outlook on it. Like, you don't hate each other. You're not blaming him, blaming yourself. You're just kind of like, oh, no. And I think that that's super normal to just question.
I don't want you to have a major freak out moment yet.
No.
From your writing, like, you seem very level-headed. I think you just need to
got to talk about it.
have a conversation first. And just, didn't you say that you think y'all are both kind of feeling this way?
I would just kind of start it with, like, are you catching a vibe? Like, have you been catching a vibe? And it'd be funny. And he'd be like, what? And you'd be like,
like, just the next time you guys hang out.
nobody wants to say it.
Nobody wants to say it, but if you're both thinking it, you don't need to waste any more time. And, you know, a healthy conversation could come from it where you're like, wait, maybe we just needed to talk everything out. Like, I do love you and I do want to choose you. Or, you know what? I do think that we've kind of grown in different ways. And I love you as a human being.
And I wish this
love
wasn't
your family.
happening.
And I wish we didn't feel this way, but we do. So maybe we'll just take some time apart and see how we feel. But of course, it's very easy right after that to just be like, oh, I miss him so much. And that's, you know, you have to, like, kind of push through that part to really see how your life would be like without him. But I just would, you know, next time you guys are hanging out, bring something up.
Whenever the time is right, whenever you feel like it's the right time. Because, again, we don't know when these vacations or trips with your families are planned. So, like, maybe tomorrow is not the best time, or the next time y'all hang out is not the best time. But whenever you feel like...
What do you think is a good way to start the conversation? Like, how do you...
I don't like when people make something super serious. It makes my heart rate spike. And I get sweaty and, like, palm sweaty, weak knees, like...
And you're probably going to be palm sweaty, weak knees, mom spaghetti before you
vomit on your sweater already.
You know, nervous.
But on the
I would be
surface, you look
too.
calm and ready.
I think word for word, or tweak this, say, how have you been feeling like about us recently? Or like kind of, how have you been feeling like about me?
How do you feel about me?
How do you feel about me?
What's an updated answer on how you feel about me? And you can very well just put it in his hands a little bit, and he can kind of lead the conversation, because then you don't have to like regret anything. You know what I mean? Like sometimes like after you say something, you're like, should I not have said that? Like you kind of just want to hear from him first. At least that's how I would be. Everything I'm thinking of is so unserious though. Like I need to switch my mindset. Like
I know, and I know you want this to be very
like,
intentional.
You could just like start. I can't even say this. But
get it together.
I know. Okay, I won't say it. It was just
Oh, say it.
No, it's just being silly.
What were you gonna say?
She could start twerking, and he'd be like, "What are you doing?" And she'd be like, "Oh, I don't know." It's just like, "Wait, what do you think about me?" Like, just like
you could walk out. You could walk
something
out of your
you
room in a
do.
bikini and high heels and say, "Oh, what do you think about
like me
these
now?"
days?"
But just like that's just like so funny.
No.
Yeah, no, that's so funny. Like that's so immature. Like I'm just anyway. I think that's good. Just get an updated response of how he feels about you, and he's gonna be like, "What do you mean?" And you're gonna be like, I don't know. Has there been some distance?
Do you
or
still
some
feel
tension?"
like a strong spark with me, or do you kind of feel like we've gotten complacent in our relationship?
Mm-hmm.
You might be feeling like you aren't as romantic as you used to be, or something.
Yeah, I need more.
Yes,
Right
let
back
us
in.
know.
We need more. I need some situations too.
Yeah,
Like what's got you feeling this way? You know what I mean? Like is he saying yes to his friends more than he's saying yes to you? That's why you feel like y'all aren't really interested in the same things.
and also I do want to throw this in there because you're so close to this family. You're not a bad person for even being the one to. You're not breaking up you guys' families. Like,
Oh yeah.
the only thing worse than
Staying in something that
the only thing worse than
I can
ending
help
up
you.
with the wrong person is knowing the whole time you were with the wrong person.
whoa, profound. Say it again. With your chest this time. Don't question it.
I was trying to find the words.
Okay.
The only thing worse than ending up with the wrong person is knowing the whole time that you were with the wrong person.
I mean, holy guacamole.
So
And your
clip
parents-
that.
Clip. Your parents would honestly be like a little foolish if they just assumed you two that have been dating since high school were just gonna end up together. Like no matter what happens, y'all are just gonna stay together.
I think
through it all.
especially if you guys all love each other, they're going to have a ton of grace for you both and understand where you're coming from. And I don't want you to have a mentee B over this. I understand if you do, but I think it can just.
You're probably also dreading it. Like you're like, oh my gosh, this is going to suck.
And every time you hang out, you're like, well, this time could be better than like the next time. Like this will. Yeah, everything's fine. I love him. We're going to have a great life together. But if in the back of your mind, you're still having all these thoughts, no,
And I'm
I don't
so
want that
sorry
for
you're
you,
having these
Mimsy.
feelings. Ugh.
Yeah.
You got
Let
this,
us know.
queen. Yep.
Talk to us about one you chose.
Okay, gal.
Because I think this girl's in some deep doo-doo.
Hi, girlies. Oh, she starts off with such a sweet little compliment. We love you. I was so excited about the poot and have been loving listening it to my love. Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
here we go.
Kaylee, I can't read aloud.
Well, try. Let me know if you want me to take over.
okay. So here's the situation. She was just saying that she loves listening to the poot on her drives to and from work. Okay. I just started dating my boyfriend. Let's call him
Marco.
Polo. Let's call him Shiloh. I just started dating my boyfriend, Shiloh, in December after we both recently got out of a long-term relationship. They both just got out of long-term relationships. I'm not going to mess up again. During the talking phase, when we were not exclusive, he went out with a bunch of his friends and ended up hooking up with one of them that night. Obviously, I didn't love that when I found out about it, but he was honest with me about the situation and we weren't exclusive, so I felt like I couldn't be mad. He didn't provide a lot of details, and to be honest, I didn't want them at the time. He said it was a one-time thing and he wasn't interested in her. It just happened. Fast forward to when I met her for the first time. She was not very nice to me, and I felt like she was annoyed, and I was there. Oh, okay. She had a little bit of a typo. I felt like she was annoyed with me. Anyways. But when I talked to him about it, he said she was excited to meet me and had nothing but good things to say about me. The second time we hung out, we were trying to figure out where to go, and my boyfriend and I were suggesting a bar we loved, but she suggested another bar I had never been to, but made a comment about how I might not want to go there. He said he didn't want to go there, but she begged, and I didn't understand why we wouldn't want to. Since it was just the three of us and I was trying to win her over, I supported her decision, and he finally agreed. She ended up inviting more of their home friends to that bar, and we were all having a great time. Later in the night, I went to the bathroom, and when I came back... Hold on, I had to swipe. His mood had shifted, and he asked to leave. When we got back to his apartment, he told me the friend... what do we want to call her?
Julie.
Told him while I was in the bathroom that one of the other friends she invited, let's call her Sarah, was jealous she wasn't the one he picked to hook up with while he was single. Okay. He also told me while we were at the bar, the one the friend suggested was the bar they kissed at before they went home together while him and I were just talking, and that's why he didn't want to go. He is going on a 2-week vacation to Europe with that group of friends this summer, and I'm slightly freaking out. Why aren't you going? Okay. Every time I have brought up my concerns, he assures me nothing will happen, and sometimes he says he feels like I don't trust him. Really, I don't trust the friend. I feel like she suggested that bar on purpose, and she obviously doesn't respect me if she's talking about how another friend was jealous about them hooking up the second I went to the bathroom. I feel bad for constantly bringing it up because she is his friend, and I want them to like me. Plus, no one wants to hear their significant other bash one of their best friends all the time, but he has cheated on all of his ex-girlfriends, and I can't help but think what's stopping him from doing that with me.
Oh my.
He has been transparent with me this far, so I have no reason not to trust him, but I really don't know what to do about the friend, Julie, and how to bring it up to him in a way that will be constructive for both sides. Sorry, that was long. No worries. Thanks in advance for all the help. Y'all rock.
Okay. I need to unpack.
I need to know why you want these people to like you.
Right.
They don't like you. It doesn't matter if they did.
No.
You don't need them
They're
to like
giving
you.
fake energy.
I'm also lost
They're
in
clowning
these sauce.
you because you're this girl that he, quote, chose, but
you should
that
only be with somebody that chose you from the start. You should only be with somebody that was only ever choosing
I don't like
you.
that y'all were talking and he's still hooked up with this other girl because it, quote, just happened. Nothing just happened.
Yeah, like
there's so many steps that have to happen and nothing just happens. No.
Like hooking up doesn't fall out of the sky. Like
No.
there's like step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like etc.
Yeah.
And so you, I guess, have a lot of grace. Like, wow. Or maybe you just really like him so much that you were just choosing to overlook that. But I'm sure he texted you good night that night.
Why are they all going to Europe without you?
Why are they all going to Europe without you? Why were you out with just him and this other girl he's hooked up with?
And you don't have to win anybody over. Ew.
I hate that you even feel like you have to. We're obviously so on your side here. So like
I'm not
three
being
against
mean.
everyone. No, I'm not being mean. I'm just saying I
Okay.
don't want you to feel like
No.
in any way, shape, or form you need to win these people over who are just like.
If anything, they need to win you over.
And she's just hooking up
because
with
you
this
don't have
guy.
any reason to like them.
No, you don't have any reason to like them.
Like, they don't respect you. They don't respect your relationship.
No.
And it doesn't matter how they act to your face. If you know they're saying these things behind your back and really just kind of plotting on you, I do not like it.
and
I
is
don't
it
trust
actually gonna fulfill you?
And
if
the
you-
way that he's cheated on every single girlfriend, I don't know. I don't like him going on this Europe trip without you and then you finding something out way later and you've just wasted all this time and you knew in your gut like he was going to cheat on me.
Oh, he's gonna hook up with her. I'm telling you right now. If you're not going and there's any drinking involved, it's over.
She's going to do too much.
Oh yeah.
And like throw herself on him.
Oh yeah. Or he's just gonna I mean, he's cheating on every girlfriend. Why would he not?
Yeah.
And I know you're saying that he's giving you no reason not to trust him, but
I think every time that he cheated on other girlfriends is every reason to, hey, that makes
that
sense.
part and that he would go out and maybe you agreed to it. So maybe you didn't see this as like weird or wrong, but that he would go out with you and the girl he's hooked up previously just because they're friends, but like just you three are hanging out. That sounds miserable. So the part
I
that
actually
got me,
can't imagine that. I can't. I wouldn't be able to do that.
oh my gosh, no. I would very much be like, y'all go ahead. Y'all go ahead. There's a great movie playing at the AMC. Like I'm going to get my booter popcorn.
Yeah, he needs to respect your relationship more than to hang out with you and the girl that he's hooked up with. That's just absurd.
I'm reading something about, hold on. So there's a friend that, hold on. When we got back to his apartment, he told me the friend, so Julie, told him that while she was in the bathroom, one of the other friends she invited was jealous she wasn't the one he picked to hook up with while he was single.
They have no self-respect.
So he hooked up with Julie, but Sarah wishes he would have hooked up with her. All these people are in the bathroom together? Queen, eliminate yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, this is such a mess. This is such a cluster. I love you.
Mm-hmm.
Run. Mm-hmm. Like, that's my vibe on that. Are you texting mom to tell her that we're trying to get to Bible study on time, but it's just going to be a sec?
No, yeah, I'm telling her that we're going to be late, but that it's fine.
Okay.
But I completely agree with you. I just think that you can do better.
Yeah.
You just
I know you
need a
said
man
y'all
that-
were in the talking phase, and this is the thing. I want you to know that I actually do understand like where you're coming from. You know, because you're like, well, I guess I can't really be mad, but no, you set that standard. You set that boundary in your head. Like you get to decide what you let slide and what's going to hurt you later on. So if you're letting things go in the beginning and now, and you're just like, oh, whatever, shrugging your shoulders,
give them an
will-
inch, they'll take a mile.
You're going to continue to shrug your shoulder about things because you're just going to be like, oh, well, you're going to find a reason.
He didn't mean to, and he
said he was sorry, and like this is really only the first time. And anyway, just don't put yourself in a position to compromise what matters to you, and really figure out what matters to you. Like, does it really bother you, or did it really bother you that he hooked up with that girl? I mean, probably that's okay to say that, because if you wouldn't have hooked up with anybody else, that's enough. When somebody does something in a relationship, even if you're not fully committed yet, and
that
they do
you
something
wouldn't have done.
that you wouldn't have done, that's enough. Let it be enough. Okay.
Totally. Oh, we love you. Please let us know what you decide. Also,
Yeah.
just if nothing else, why are you not going to Europe? Please tell us.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Good afternoon. This Moomsay. She's freshly 18. She'll be graduating this year. So I guess from high school. She said, I've never had a boyfriend, first kiss, been on a date, etc. There's this guy. He's going to be 24 in June. Okay, so you're 18. He's 23. It's a 5-year age gap.
Yes. No worries on that, by the
Me
way.
and his mom are besties. I was given the idea of how nice his smile was and how much he serves in our church by my mom, and kind of just brushed it off. Well, then I started taking a college Bible class, and well, he just happened to be in it. I didn't really think anything about it until a couple months in. I had been noticing how much he serves and how genuine he seems, and he always greets everyone with a smile. And of course, I started thinking he wouldn't be too bad as a partner. Recently, the feelings had become stronger, and I talked to his mom about it. She was ecstatic to hear this, not only because she loves me, but because he's also never had the door of a relationship open to him. I gave her permission to talk to him about the idea, so I would be on his mind, obviously.
Period.
She said every time she had ever mentioned someone, he always kind of just told her no, and they weren't the one, that God would bring the one day. She came back to me a few weeks later and had told me they talked about me. She said he didn't tell her no or anything like the others. That fueled my flame. Can I just say I'm literally obsessed with you? But the only problem would be the age for a little bit. I'm fine either way, but would want to respect that. We've talked multiple times in class, both enjoy many of the same hobbies, and have had a few good laughs. I am going to date to marry, so with that in mind, I have to take into account qualities and characteristics. He embodies everything a godly husband would and should be. He has a personal walk with the Lord and his Bible every day. He can provide, and so on. In parentheses, I would love to be walking down the aisle in 2 years or less. The biggest problem is we are both shy when it comes to this kind of stuff. I think him more than me. But his mom has invited me and my best friend to teach him how to play pickleball. Teach them how to play pickleball. Oh, that's fun. That would mean I would see him almost every week outside of Sundays in class. My question is, should I make the first move since he already knows I'm interested, but not to what extent? Or let it play out over the next few months and into summer and let him be the one to do that? Thank you so much. Love you, babe.
Wow, walking down the aisle in 2 years or less, Miss 20-year-old in 2 years.
I know. This is how I feel, and everyone has their personal preference. So, of course, I'm going to tell you mine. Everything when you're freshly 18, you've been just 17, okay? When I think you're in that stage of life, which I'm sure you're already very mature and, you're ready to be an adult and you're ready for that next stage of life, you think that you're more ready than you are. Like we were literally talking about this yesterday. When we were 16, 17, we thought our lives would look so much different at 24. We're 24. We're going to be 25 this year. And it's not even that anything's wrong with where we're at. I don't know. Maybe I thought I would be married or engaged or like have a baby at 25, 26. Like, no.
Well, because whenever you're 18,
it feels so far away.
It feels so far away. But then like each day just goes by. It goes by.
So much life happens, and I think needs to happen.
Yes.
Before you're married. And
I also I would have never been financially stable at 20 years old. I was making $100 a week nannying.
Well, she was saying that he could provide, but you always want to be like a independent queen too.
Yeah. Well, whatever your desires are. Let's move on to the age gap and your concern.
Age gap is no problem. It's going to have to be to his discretion, of course. I mean, the man gets down on a knee. And we'll see what he's comfortable with. Our aunt and uncle are like 6 or 7 years apart.
Yeah.
It's perfect. It's totally fine. And, as long as y'all's maturity levels, desires, and all of that align, I think that's great. I think it's wonderful that you guys are equally yoked. It seems like would be.
I'm curious is with his shyness. I know you said that y'all are both shy, but he might be a little more shy than you, especially in this aspect. How he feels about walking down the aisle in two years.
Yeah.
But then again, he is a lot older, so he'll be 26 in 2 years? I mean,
my advice is to let it continue to play out a little bit. It feels very like because you have these feelings, you just like want to do something about it.
You feel anxious, like you're ready, you want him to know.
Yes, but I don't think there's anything wrong with just letting a little bit more time go by. Y'all organically spend time together, go play pickleball, you're in the Bible classes. He just needs to be around you more before you're like, I want to get married in 2 years.
Yes. And I'm sure you're listening to us and you're like, well, guys, I don't have to get married in 2 years. I know. I'm sure, but you just said like you would like to be. I'm like, totally fine. We're like clinging on to that as if like she's married to the 2 year part. Anyway.
Well,
if he is a man of God, like you're saying, and he's in the Word, and he's in this college Bible study, and he serves, and he's very aware of what it means to be a man of God and how like we are the Lord's bride, and how he knows that he needs to pursue you. And I think that whenever he feels ready, because he's a little shy, it's like take him some time, and like his mom's involved, and like y'all going playing pickleball, like he might not just like do it in front of his mom. He'll ask you to like grab a bite or like go get ice cream. Like I believe that he will, but let him.
Mm-hmm. Totally. And if you can sense that feelings become stronger, like later down the road, then maybe you can be the one to be like, do you want to grab ice cream after pickleball?
Yeah.
Or whatever. He'll catch on, but I think he totally needs to pursue you.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. I actually think y'all are going to get married. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, no, this is definitely so exciting.
And I do think y'all are going to get married again.
I love that it's wholesome. I love that his mom is totally on board.
Oh my gosh, I love that his mom is
kicking
with you. It's
yes, me too. I love that. Okay, so
congratulations to the happy couple.
Congratulations. No, we're totally on board with this. Just be patient, baby. Okay. So our third or fourth, how many have we done?
We've already done 3.
Okay, so our fourth and final Bryce advice.
Okay.
This Moomsy. I think she's actually writing in for her friend, but this is the story. I'm writing in because I came across a crazy story one night and would love your input on how to go about this. I'm a part of this international group that enjoys to go out pretty often. This one weekend, we went out with our closest friends. We were not in the best state of mind, and our guy friends ended up showing up, so it was fun seeing everyone there all up until it was time to leave. Everything went to shambles. We end up leaving with someone that I work with, and we get pulled over on the way to our homes. The cop has everyone exit the car and makes us all do sobriety tests, but gives us a warning knowing that consequences would be extreme if anything were to happen to my record. I could get sent back home and not have access to going to a university anymore. Thankfully, everyone was safe, but I'd love to hear your advice on how to tell my parents and my friends, that mine and my friends' education was on the line, and I just want to be honest with my family. So, yeah, what should I do?
Do you have to tell them?
No, literally, I'm like, okay.
You literally just got a warning.
You've just got a
This
warning.
is something you bring up 5 years later, so you can like laugh about it after you get the education, after you get the diploma.
I don't
after
think you
get
have to tell anybody. This is
No, like
what?
let's scratch.
Don't
that
scare
idea.
them. You're gonna scare them.
You're gonna
and
worry them. Mhm.
and nothing happened. I mean, that was a poor decision that you made, and I think everyone realizes that now. And
It sounds like you've already learned
that was a
from it.
wake up call. And
I don't think there's anything that they could say to you that would be constructive. I think that it might even make matters worse, just because unless
would
now,
they yank you home and then you can't go to university anymore?
would they? But also, if it is weighing on you to the umpteenth degree,
Yeah.
where you're like, wait, I have to tell my family. Like, there's this huge thing that happened, and I almost, keyword almost,
You didn't.
lose an opportunity. If it's weighing on you, I understand you can tell them. I'm gonna have to think about my advice on how you should go about it, because my first initial reaction is no, ma'am.
No,
Because
I don't
mean,
think my
we
parents
got in a
didn't
bad
know
car
about.
wreck.
Oh,
And then 5 years later, we were like, hey guys.
Well, it wasn't our friend's car, so let's explain. It wasn't.
We were kind of like you. We were just passengers.
Oh, we were passengers, but we weren't drinking, and it wasn't the middle of the night. It was the middle of the day. We were with our friend.
We were sober.
And we were headed to the mall, and we were in high school. And it was totally not his fault, but there was already a wreck. The wreck was happening like as we were coming upon it. But
in the
we were going
middle of the road.
in the middle of the interstate. We were going 75 miles an hour. And we saw that these cars were stopping, so we were like, oh my gosh. So Griffin, hey, love you, was preparing the brake. And
He's going, oh my gosh.
oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And we just like glided into the person that was stopped because they were already wrecked. Like,
We didn't just glide. We
rammed
into the back of this.
There was nowhere we could go. Okay. Both lanes of traffic beside us were flowing, and it just would have been a worse wreck if we would have tried to get over it. Whatever. We rear-ended them. We got rear-ended in the back. It was like a 6-car pileup.
It was literally 6 cars.
And we had Life 360 at the time. And my mom
Called.
I think she called us.
It was like, what are y'all doing? Or she might have even seen that we had been stopped in the road for a long time.
probably.
And we were like,
We're on the way to Linux because we were.
We were on the way to the mall.
We just didn't say that Griffin's back bumper was getting ripped off by the police. Because we were still able to drive the car. Literally, it was just like the back bumper had to be like peeled off and put in the trunk. And then we had it on a mosey way.
And we went to the mall.
And we went to the mall and we
Please
had a
don't get it
day. I
twisted.
mean, nothing was going to stop us.
No.
And we got home that night. This is the thing. We were 16. Okay. We were 16, and Griffin's birthday was one day before ours. And you know the 6-month rule where you can't have other people in the car. It was definitely within the 6 months. So we were breaking the law. But like, were we breaking the law? Because literally the police came up on the scene and we were in the car with Griffin. So
I don't think they were worried about that part of the law.
okay, I guess they just weren't worried about that part of the law. Whatever.
Mhm.
Griffin dropped us off. And when he was pulling out, Mom was like, oh my gosh. What happened to Griffin's car? Did he get arrested?
It is torn up.
And we were like, oh, yeah, he did. Because I know that wasn't right, but it wasn't totally wrong.
Well, the day prior, he had come home from California and he like drove home from the airport and like whatever.
We might have said, maybe it happened.
I was like thinking it might happen on his way home from the airport. You know, she's like, people are crazy out there.
We're like, they are crazy. So then
Meanwhile,
I
I'm
think
like, Kaylee called the chiropractor. Like whiplash has already
oh
set
my
in.
gosh, yeah. A few years later, I think we were talking about it and we told her. And
We were like, wait, Mom, do you remember that time? Of course, she's like, oh, what time
Which
even
time
was
it?
And we ended up saying like, yeah, 3 hours prior to you asking us that question, we were getting doinked into and onto in the middle of the interstate.
You know, and it's all good. Nothing. Yeah.
And then it's just like the story is even better from there because you can just talk about how it all played out. And then we giggled.
I just want to give you some loose advice if you really are set on telling them.
What is it?
Hey, like, I want you to know that I made a really poor decision. Like, me and my friends, we weren't in the best state of mind. And we went out. I guess the driver, you didn't specify. I don't know if the driver had been drinking. I mean, that's very scary. I know you're not going to do it again. Please don't. But you can just say we made a poor decision and we got pulled over and everything was fine. The police were gracious and we didn't get in trouble.
I know that was wrong, but I feel like if I didn't tell y'all, it was just going to weigh so heavy on me.
And I want y'all to know that I'm going to make better decisions. I don't want you to worry about me. They will. They will in your relationship. It'll be a little strained for a little bit probably because they're just going to be like, what?
But I also don't really know what your parents are like. What if they're like super cool, super chill? Like what if they've already been to jail before for like drunk driving? Then they would just be like, okay, I completely understand like that you made a horrible decision. I once did that too. I'm so glad that you've learned from that and you're never going to do it again. They could handle it like that. But if they're strict though,
they could, but drunk driving, there's just like actually no excuse. So
there's Lyft. Uber.
I don't think you have to tell anyone. Okay.
Yeah, I don't need her, babe.
Nothing happened. Like, you're good. And we're so glad. And I just want to say this one more time. Do not drink and drive and do not get in the car with anyone who has been. Oh, my word.
That makes my stomach hurt so bad.
Oh, I love y'all so much. We do have one submission for twin tuition.
Okay.
So what is one main thing you think that you do that your sister doesn't like? Like the biggest ick you guys give each other?
Ooh. Nothing gets me too bad.
No, because I know you and I'm like kind of the same way. Mm-hmm. I would say if I'm in like, if I'm like in a tizzy, like I'm having an anxious moment, like as a result of something that you did, but then like you get mad at me, I'm like, well, I was anxious because we were late for church because I was like, Beth Anne, please just don't make a coffee. Like, and you're like, no, I'm making a cove. I'm like, well, just please, like, we're going to be late. And you're like, well, I'm making a cove. Then I'm just like.
It's just funny. First of all, the way that you were so ready for this answer is crazy.
Well, Beth Anne, that's the only thing I can think of because I love you so much.
The past 3 times that you've said that to me, I've been in the car before you.
You're talking about Provello?
No, I'm talking about church specifically. When I make a cove, it takes 2 minutes to make a cove. It takes 30 seconds to brew, and then you pour the milk in, you put the lid on. Like, in no way should, like, making a cove get you in a tizzy. I don't know what you do when we wake up in my bed downstairs, and you go upstairs. I don't know what happens up there. All you should be doing is just throwing on your leggings and your sports bra. I'll be done walking Fiona.
I'm probably on my squatty potty.
I'll be done walking Fiona. She's already peed. She's already pooped. I've already gotten the food out of the can. I've put the probiotic on there. I've made my wutra. I've made my rice cake. I've done all these things. And then you come down and then you want to take Tootie not to go potty on a walk. And I'll tell you what time we're leaving. And I'm sitting in the car and I'm beeping and I'm waving at you and you're all the way down the street. And it's like, oh, and then and I'm like, Kaylee, we're going to be caught in traffic. And then what do?
Yesterday you were so mad at me and we were 4 minutes early.
Yeah, 4 minutes early, but I have to check in. I have to put my license plate in. I have to go TT. I have to put my shoes on. Like,
you struck a nerve, dear rider.
Kaylee, but no, I've been meaning to like be serious with you about this.
You were yesterday.
I was with you, yes, but
you were stern.
Shocking to me.
I could tell sometimes Tootie doesn't need to poop first thing. I can just take him to pee and he's fine. He wants to go get back in the bed.
Most of the time,
I could tell his butthole was spreading.
Okay, well, most of the time when I'm
getting
going
increasingly worse.
When I'm going somewhere by myself.
The feeling was getting increasingly worse.
When I'm going somewhere by myself, I'm early.
Yeah, you said, I was 30 minutes early to my 6:30 class the other day.
I was.
Like, okay. Next fun fact.
Anyway. Also, when you drink like yogurt, it's so gross. You drink it in the car. like the
Okay,
drinkable.
TikTok comments. I post myself eating once. Everyone can't stand the way that I chew. Food
sorry
to
about
mouth, not mouth to food. Why does she stick her tongue out like that? Why does she chew like that? And you know what? I don't find my identity in those people. I live for an audience of one. God created me. He created this tongue. He created these lips, and he created my ability to chew.
I know that's right.
Praise him.
Praise be.
Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. Bible study started 4 minutes ago.
Oh gosh.
Mom, you're going to be listening to this in 6 days, and we love you so much.
Our alarms went off.
Our alarms went off
early.
at 5:30. Please know that we prepared everything to be on time.
You know how much we've been through.
And
Wait, but it's the Chobani, the drinkable yogis, the smell. That's
I
what
know, but
grosses
I
me out.
don't. I'm sorry
You
that grosses you out. Mustard grosses me out, and you choose to eat that. In fact, in our entire childhood, you chose to mix ketchup and mustard with your corn dog, swirl that around on a paper plate, and chew it up in front of my face. I've put up with so much. I'm sincere. I've got to reach my protein goal. No. I'm always going to drink those Chobani 20-gram protein drinks. I love them, Beth Anne.
Tresemme Chobani. Love you.
When someone doesn't have a comeback, they just try to mock the person that they know is right. So you gave yourself away. Let's take it to the Lord. God, thank you so much for this morning. And thank you for waking us up truly, because even though we were dreading it, this is the day that you have made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. I pray for a wonderful couple of hours at Bible study, that you would have us alert and open our hearts and our eyes and our ears to receive your word and to learn something new. Help us to not get overwhelmed with the details that we just like sometimes don't understand. I pray that you would give us understanding and clarity on the topics that we discuss in class. Thank you for our mom who pours so much life into us, who always invites us to new studies and encourages us with scripture. Thank you for our family and the way that we were raised to know you. I pray, God, for every listener and viewer, that you would bring them to know you if they don't. God, I pray that you would just use us as vessels for your kingdom. We thank you so much for the platforms that you've given us. I pray for a fabulous rest of the week. Pray for our safety. We love you so much. And in Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Always remember, we love ya and Jesus saves ya. Bye.